Mm-hmm. It's here where the lives of Lily and Jack Sullivan were implanted 2 years ago to a rundown trailer set back from Highway 289 with their pregnant moms and stepfather, her boyfriend. They needed a place to live because they just got their ass booted out of Patty's, and Daniel specifically. And their step-grandmother, Janie, who owned the home, welcomed them to live with her. Oh, jeez, come on home. Life for Lily, who was 6, and Jack at that time 4, inside the cluttered trailer in Lansdowne, inside the cluttered trailer in Lansdowne was chaotic. There were holes in the floor of the front stoop, tarps to protect the underside of the trailer from the elements. Oh, move right in. Here, me casa su casa. Tarps to protect the underside of the trailer from the elements. And so much racket from the lively children that their step-grandmother soon retreated to a camper, an RV, in the driveway. Can you fucking believe it? You imagine you didn't know anything about this case and you read that paragraph? You see where this is going. Their stepfather, Danny Martell, with pale eyes and ropey arms, worked at the local hardwood mill. Their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, 27, a member of Sipakaknik First Nation with chin-length dark hair, stayed home with their baby Meadow. Inside the mobile home, a large wood stove filled up most of the living room. The kids' artwork was pasted to the kitchen wall, next to the sliding patio door that led to a yard where they spent hours playing next to the chicken coop. Lily chattered away to her dolls and stuffed animals, and Jack turned over rocks and pieces of wood in search of bugs and worms. Outside the fenced backyard, I wouldn't even go as far as to say that, and up over a steep embankment, the children sometimes played in a small fort nestled beneath the boughs of spruce. It was like their own little dream world. Whoops. You guys hear me okay? Oh, hold on. I've got to change this up for you, friends. Excuse me. I'm glad I checked. Excuse me. Heaven's sakes. Go over to a new scene. Brandy Lindy, you don't let your kids play near where the chickens poo, in your opinion, diseases. Yeah, you put your gloves on and you teach them to clean it up. You shovel it up and you put it in the wheelbarrow and you go and you dump it over there. Or you bag it up and you put it by the road and sell it for fertilizer. Or if you live there, the rats burrow in it. Hey, Daniel, Durwood, and Kent, you still protecting an SO? Or it's birds together, flock together, birds of a feather flock together. Oh, yeah, you got that one. Mate, hold on. Let me see what you're saying there. I got to move chat. There we go. I'll continue on here, my friends. Most days, Jack and Lily hopped on the bus to attend Salt Spring Elementary, a rural school about a 20-minute ride from their home. Jack, smaller than his peers, was strapped in at the front of the bus next to his sister. The morning the children were reported missing, the big yellow school bus rolled past the mobile home without stopping for a second day in a row. Jack and Lily were usually standing by the side of the road waiting to be picked up. But earlier that morning of May 2nd, their mother had marked them absent from school at about 6:15 a.m. Both parents have said it was because Lily had a cough. They say they heard the children playing in the next room while they dozed in the bedroom with their toddler. Because that's what you do with toddlers. You get your toddler and you doze. Daniel has said he saw Lily pop in and out a few times at about 9:40 a.m. The couple say they awoke and realized the kids were gone. They were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. Malaya told CTV Atlantic. We get up and I tell my partner, Daniel, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. Whoop. Instantly. We are looking outside. We are looking everywhere, yelling for them. Jack and Lily's mysterious disappearance have baffled the country. Not really. More than 3 months after they were reported missing after one of the largest searches in Nova Scotia's history and an intensive police investigation. Police still haven't confirmed the circumstances of how the young siblings went missing. It's possible that there were clues, even potential warning signs, in their home life. A closer look into the lives of Jack and Lily shows that all was not well in the trailer at Lansdowne. That morning, Jack's blue dinosaur boots were gone. So were Lily's pink rubber boots and her white backpack with strawberries. The only clue left behind, according to the parents, was one child-sized boot print in the dirt driveway a few meters from their home. Malaya called 911 about 10 a.m. Daniel said he jumped in her white SUV, the Nissan Pathfinder, and left to check at nearby dirt roads, culverts and streams, everyone you could find. Soon, an army of search and rescue volunteers arrived wearing orange hunting vests. They fanned out, conducting a grid search in a swamp and thick woods around the home. Drones and a helicopter scoured overhead. A police dog on a leash with a handler set about the yard. Police combed every inch of the property. They rummaged through the mobile home, reached inside a hamster cage, tore apart a brush pile, unzipped the suitcase lying in the middle of the yard. Why was there a suitcase in the middle of the yard, I wonder, Danny? Did you throw it out there so Malaya could go and grab it in case she needed it for all the clothes that she was packing, bro? Why was there a suitcase in the middle of the yard? Anybody? Police combed every inch of the property. They rummaged through the mobile home, reached inside a hamster cage. What? So, reached inside a hamster cage. What the fuck would you need to reach inside a hamster cage for? Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Searchers reached inside a hamster cage. What, you couldn't just look in it? You think somebody was hiding in there? Like, how does that fit in? Searchers, they reached inside a hamster cage. Was the hamster in it and alive already? Like, what the hell's going on? He probably uses it for hooping. You know what I'm saying? Like Richard Gere style. Danny's into that. He puts the hamster in a condom and puts it up in his rectum. Rectum damn near killed him. A little late on the sound bites. Let's see. reached inside a hamster cage, tore apart a brush pile. You can understand that. Unzipped the suitcase lying in the middle of the yard. It's like you just walked into a couple's fight here, right? They even opened the top of the dryer at the end of the driveway and peered into the chicken hut. The chicken hut. It's not even a coop. It's just this little ramshackle thing they slap together, and they call it, they're chicken farmers now. Yep. They've even got names. They searched the camper van, the RV, where Danny's mother, Janie, lives 3 times. That's interesting, though. Like, 3 times. Why would they have to come in and search that RV? It's because it looks that goddarn sketchy. That's why. None of the cops came to the scene, and the first thing that they noticed was that nasty-ass RV in the driveway with the grouchy bitch. It's like coming onto a crime scene and it running into, like, Oscar the Grouch. This fucking weird puppet head flapping out of this broken down. First, you think it's dilapidated. Somebody's got an auto cover over it. Maybe they're, like, returning the aluminum to the earth. But no, that's actually a place where Janie is in there living, playing Candy Crush on her phone. Like, I really like this journalist. You can tell that this journalist is communicating things to us through their language. I love this article. Situation aside, in that sense. This is Amy at the CBC. This is what journalism in this circumstance looks like. You're just a puppet, a yes woman. You're paid to go and agree with Daniel. And you know that. Anything to be the face on that screen, girl. What? You don't look too bad. Now, let's see. They opened the top of the dryer at the end of the driveway and peered into the chicken hut. They searched the camper van where Daniel's mother, Janie McKenzie, lives 3 times. 3 times. Like, it's not that big. They had to have been suspicious of them, and there had to have been something in there that they were going to pull from. That morning, Malaya messaged the children's paternal grandmother, old Belinda Gray. Wherever you are, it's good to see you, darling. I never thought they would run off on me like that, she wrote. I'm so distraught. Ooh, that's very suggestive, isn't it? That's very, very suggestive, Malaya. Maybe, how do we know it wasn't Daniel sending that message with Malaya's phone? Hours later, and still no sign of the children, Malaya floated the idea that Jack and Lily, let me just float around some ideas here, that Jack and Lily, any ideas, kids? Malaya floated the idea that Jack and Lily were abducted. Are you guys sitting down? I'm going to float an idea out there right now. Float. She just floated that out there. Like, that in of itself is suspicious. This is a very serious situation. As a parent, you would be fucking adamant at the things that were going on at the time. Just wishy-washy, floating things around, flipping them in there, talking over tea. So casual. Malaya, whoop, hold on, you. Get back here. Sorry. Hours later, and still no sign of the children, Malaya floated the idea that Jack and Lily were abducted. She texted Belinda, many are suspecting they were picked up by somebody, because there is no trace of them or Lily's backpack. Oh, so very specific in that circumstance. Why exactly? How do you know if you haven't even gone out to take a look? What is it that you're looking at and not looking at? Why are you not speaking for yourself and you're speaking for everybody else and what they're suspecting? So detached. That Saturday when Daniel and Malaya's relatives began to turn on each other. I'm not so sure they were turning on each other as opposed to Malaya's relatives getting wise to what was going on. Who's in my chat sending super chats? Shannon, is that you? God bless you. 20 Australian dollars is very generous, my dear. Thank you very much. It was late afternoon that Saturday when Daniel and Malaya's relatives began to turn on each other. In the dooryard of the trailer, a discussion about math use in the home led one of Malaya's family members to hurl an accusation. That stupid tweaker Danny must have something to do with the children's disappearance. That paragraph right there supplied more information about that situation than anybody has who was present there. And that's sad. Let me read that again for you at the back. It was late afternoon that Saturday when Daniel and Malaya's relatives began to turn on each other. That's not 100% correct. Because it was Malaya's relatives, if you want to say, turning on Daniel's family. All those sketchy son of a bitches. Good on them for it too. Calling them out in real time. High fives around. It was late afternoon that Saturday when... Oh, I guess that's a correct statement. Excuse me, I'm fucked up. It was late afternoon that Saturday when Daniel and Malaya's relatives began to turn on each other. Excuse me. We're saying the same thing. I just was refusing to read the Daniel part. My correction. In the dooryard of the trailer, a discussion in the dooryard. In the dooryard. Oh, you mean at the silent rolling door, I wonder, at the back? In the dooryard of the trailer, a discussion about the math use in the home. In the home, as opposed to outside the home. So you're definitely incorporating it in. Everybody knows about your little habit there, fruitcake. A discussion about math uses in the home led to one of Malaya's family members to hurl an accusation, high five Haley, that Daniel must have done something to do, or must have something to do with the children's disappearance. Cha-ching! Holy shit, all net on that shot. The charge ignited a blaze of angry words. Eventually, Daniel's nasty mother, Janie, ordered some of Malaya's family members off her property because she couldn't take the heat in the kitchen. Just up the road, Daniel and Malaya waited at the search and rescue headquarters for an update from police. It was around supper time when officers pointed out on maps where searchers had been, unlike Daniel would ever try to do. For all the searching that he's done, he just didn't bother to take any of his communication devices with him. Didn't need it. Don't need that where I'm going. Oh, I wonder why that is. Malaya said she wasn't feeling all that well all of a sudden. She walked out with Meadow on her hip. In the back of an ambulance, Malaya sobbed uncontrollably. Her mother, Cindy, a registered nurse, at her side. Daniel pleaded with Malaya to speak to her alone. Let me talk at you alone, away from everybody, darling. But Cindy stepped in front of him. Cindy, get the fuck out of here, Daniel recalled, saying. Daniel's recalling this. Oh, shit. It says Daniel recalled saying it. It's like he quoted it. Oh, I told her to fuck off. When you lie, usually you take time to lie to save people's feelings and not let other people into your personal opinions about others, right? So there's an okay time to maybe not tell the truth in that sense. Daniel was really telling the truth there, according to the statement. Cindy, get the F out of here, Daniel recalled saying. The woman hustled to Cindy's car, strapped in Meadow, and sped off down the dirt road. I love you, Daniel called out to his child through the rolled up back window. I love you. Do you, though? Oh, thank you, the real Norbeaster. How will you defend Daniel now, Janie? The real Norbeaster is asking. And I know you're sitting there listening to this because you've got nothing better to do. The woman hustled to Cindy's car, strapped in Meadow, and sped off down the dirt road. I love you, Daniel called out to his child. Sex offender Daniel called out I love you to his child through the rolled up back window. Are you sure it was to Meadow? It was the last time the couple was together. After that, Malaya blocked his punk ass Daniel from contacting her and later changed her Facebook status to single and looking. Belinda emerged from the woods just before dark. It had been 36 hours since the children had disappeared, and she was considering sleeping in her car. Would have been way better conditions than Janie's RV. To begin searching again at first light, but then she learned Malaya had left. That she had left Lansdowne, something that has troubled Belinda ever since. If she could leave, Belinda said, her chin quivering in sorrow, then it meant she knew her kids weren't coming back. That's a powerful statement at that point in time. She observed something that she knew she was right about. That fruitcake Daniel was also upset that Malaya left. I've been the only one looking. I've been the only one there for them, he sobbed in an interview. This is Danny. Danny's so upset that Malaya left. I'm the only one looking for them out here. You're supposed to bring me sandwiches. I've been the only one there for them. You've been the only one there for Jack and Lily. What does that statement refer to? That's probably something that he reminds her of all of the time. He browbeats her with it, or used to. She can't control them. Only I can. Ooh, there's some leakage. Here we got Daniel talking about control. Yeah, how about coercive control? She can't control them. Only I can. Evil, sinister laugh. They act out whenever she's there. She always gets me to calm them down. Right in the ass. Or gets them to stop fighting. Or feeds them. Or get them up and put them to bed every night. Almost tells, he's listing off everything, right? The things that bother him the most. These are the things that drove you crazy. That you used against her before you took the kids' lives, Mr. Hands-On. It just breaks my heart not to ever see anybody. Well, you're going to be crying that a lot when you're sitting in a prison cell. Can you believe that came out of his mouth, this guy? That's a mouthful right there. I've been the only one there for them. She can't control them, only I can. They act out whenever she's there. She always gets me to calm them down, or get them to stop fighting, or feed them, or get them up, and put them to bed every night. She was asking me to do everything. See, leakage all through there, isn't it? Now you're really telling us about the things that were going on behind the scenes and exactly how you felt. It just breaks my heart not to ever see everybody. Somehow I don't believe that. The day before the children were reported missing, the Mounties say the children were observed in public with family members. It was the last time they were seen by anyone outside the home. Daniel has said in an interview that the evening before the kids disappeared, everyone was home. He said he spent the evening working on the fence in the backyard. It was a night just like any other for the young children, he added, though he couldn't remember what time they went to bed. Oh, it was just a night just like any other for the kids. Yes, thank you for asking. There is, however, at least one account of strange activity in the mobile home that night. There is, however, at least one account of strange activity at the mobile home that night. RCMP spokesperson Corporal Carly McCann confirmed that police received a tip on May 8th from somebody who described hearing a vehicle come and go from the mobile home throughout the night before the children were reported missing. Yeah, like 4 times in 3 hours, 4 times in 5 hours, between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m. approximately. That's Bradley Wong and Justin Smith. Eyewitnesses corroborating stories. Investigators are continuing to review and assess more than 600 tips from the public and follow up on over 800 tasks, she wrote in an email. A neighbor who spoke to the Globe said they reported this information on May 8th. The neighbors said they were working on a vehicle in their own yard when they heard the same loud 5-speed car come and go from the trailer about 6 times, from midnight to 5 a.m. after the children's disappearance. The neighbor considered it important information and reported it to police right away. That's working on this claim's behalf as credible in that sense. The Globe agreed not to name the neighbor because concerns for their safety in the community. He came out. They came out already. For the next 5 days, search and rescue teams poured over the area. On the 6th day of the children's disappearance, police announced they were scaling back. It was unlikely, they said, that the children were still alive. Important to prove that point in court, too, when you're going for a prosecution. In the following weeks, searchers returned twice more. They zeroed in around the home and the natural gas pipeline. A clear-cut trail of land that runs through the countryside, where a possible child-sized boot print was found. Lily's blanket was also nearby. Police divers scoured lakes. They drained the septic tank, this of the mobile home, and inspected 4 abandoned mine shafts in Lansdowne, a search that's eerily familiar for locals. Way back in 2002, amateur mineral explorers discovered the remains of a man who had disappeared 19 years earlier in one of these old copper mines. This is a 39-year-old Alex Penny's car was found abandoned on a dirt road in Lansdowne. Months after his mysterious disappearance,